Dumelang ma-Afrika a mantle and welcome to it. This is Kitso Kepheko. Nna ke Tumi Sedumedi. Please do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please like our videos. Please do share as much of them as you possibly can, and also check us out on Instagram and on Facebook. So, Kitso Kepheko is a platform that celebrates the arts and artists as much as it acknowledges the importance of exploring social issues that affect us as Black people. So how we're going to take a pause every now and then and step into the world of the arts is by asking our guests, and in this case, Rre Kgafela Oa Magogodi, to please acknowledge, celebrate, or introduce us to an artist they think is worth a mention. And this is who he wanted us to take note of. Please name an artist that you feel we should look out for. One artist that you think deserves the spotlight or a mention.
A mention, local.
Any artist, local would be best.
A playwright. And I've met him when he was pretty young. And from that moment, I already could see the power of his mind from just a play that they created, Hobin Now Theatre, and his pen game. I expect quite a lot, and he's become, quite a voice. My favorite play of his is Ankobia.
Ankobia.
Yeah, because it speaks in a ways that I like. It's about, a battle for the land. It's set in the future, which is very interesting because it creates a canvas that is open and you can go anywhere. It's a very powerful story that I think South Africa needs to see. I hope one day he's able to produce that story again. I don't know why we are not, celebrating that particular play. Yeah, so we
make them drink bleach.
My theater journey began when I was in high school, like the last 2 years of my high school days. I'd just been expelled from some school where I was being rather rebellious, and I moved to a school in the township. And in my first few months, I saw a performance of a play on a platform. It wasn't even a proper stage or anything like that. And there was something about the intensity of the play, the intensity of the performances that struck me so deeply. It wasn't the first play that I was seeing. I'd seen plays before, probably better ones too, but that stayed with me so intensely that I could not help but go to the actors and ask them how I could join this thing that was moving me. I sensed that there was a magic of sorts. There was something about this make-believe that wasn't just make-believe, because it had touched me so deeply. And perhaps theater directing has been a way to try and recapture that magic that first struck me when I saw that play. Also, for me, theater directing is a way of investigating the human mind, in investigating what we are made up of, what we really are. And I think being a director in the theater allows the kind of process that comes with that, allows you to find something close to meaning and understanding of what being human is.
And on an episode like this, I too will take a moment to celebrate an artist I think is worth a mention. Visual artist Rre Kgafela is my pick for this episode.
My name is John Rre Kgafela. I'm a visual artist, born in Jabulani, Soweto. I regard myself as a hustler, pioneer. I've been I studied art at Funda for 3 years, yeah, after being a victim of unemployment. After, I think it was a soul searching session for me, because really I found myself and I'm happy where I am. I majored in painting, but now I found my love working with paper because of the love of working with kids. I used to go a lot into schools, sharing with them what I'm doing, because really we need art in this country. And what was happening? It was very expensive for schools to buy art materials. Then I came and I just asked them to bring magazines. That's where the love of collage was born. And yeah, since then I never looked back. I've been working with collage as my medium of choice. I'm a painter. I just had to replace paint with paper. That's the only thing I did. It's unique because of I tend to wrap everything like text. I just want to utilize color on these papers. Then that's why my work looks so much like painting. Yeah. I talk about my upbringing from young age. Everything I portray here is me from a young age, loving football. And I never struggle off subject matter. Why? Because of every day when I wake up from work to the studio, I capture those moments. Like girl, like those, yeah. You've got kids playing football. Like I capture every moment. My work is all about celebrating youth and mobility. I'm not a political commentator. I'm a social, yeah, I just look at life socially and what's happening. But I express myself more freely when I'm working on a bigger space, because I feel like, yeah, unless I'm doing portraits, but then I like being expressive, being bold, you know. From school, I used to do like not very small still lifes. I believed in blowing a subject so that it can talk to a viewer, you know. Maybe that's what attracts people into my work, because of the volume and the depth, and yeah, because I try to balance everything and yeah, I never paste. I try to create everything from scratch using paper. I paint with paper, basically, yeah.
And now we go back to this season's theme, which is language. And I'd like to share with you a few social media posts which I think are very relevant to the topic. A recent post from Ebonkosi Coin Matalani says, know your indigenous language. In brackets, he puts vernacular. He says it will help your consciousness. Take a look at this video.
We learned your French. We learned your English, we learned your Spanish, we learned your Dutch, we learned your Portuguese, we learned your Italian. You learned our nothing. You called us stupid. That's white privilege.
Another social media post, this one is from November 2020, and it was posted by one Khagui Mashego. And he says, what us Chacharak people call detanging is when your parents raised you speaking to you in their tongue. And as an adult, you decide to deny your child and raise them speaking to them in a language of other people. The child loses their mother tongue. I've never met a single smart person who can't speak their mother tongue fluently. If you can't speak your mother tongue, you can't recite the family totem. And that's the DNA right there. Here's another video you can look at. This one, you decide for yourself.
Zwa, I hope Legrand. Nagigerize the transport amo gitlise batho mo Circus Triangle Mall. Bona hore ke nne mo koloing mo fa tshwana motho chaile. Banong ke lebeletse batho ba mo koloing ka monna le mosadi. Ba tsena mo koloing mo Basotho. Ebile ne ke thabile ke utlwile mme o gora o bolela Sotho. Ebile ne se ke re ka mokhotla ke re ke thaba utlwa Sotho mo leking e be anape mo ke Xhosa fela nga so banong ke re ke mo tlwella pila shiba ba bolela sekgowa now it's Basotho ba ile reng ba bolela sekgowa ile bona fela hai na wa mbora na wa mbora ore ke ka re ne se ke thabetse Setswana mara nje vele bona ke ngo practice ba ile practice le magwa bona se ba se tlo bolela sekgowa ile ba Basotho haibo mara aba proud to ka polelo ya gwago.
The following is an insight I produced over 8 years ago while I was a journalist at SABC News. The property remains that of the SABC.
Our producer, Tumi Sedumedi, takes a look at our vernacular languages and whether we are interested in keeping them alive or not in this insert. Let's take a look.
Machuti ane atsenetse tirelo phitlo ya khosi ya morafe wa batlokwa
Kodani mzonsundu kwindawo ngendawo enikuzo njengesiqhelo uvimba wethu yaphuphuma
12 official languages. That's how unique and diverse this country is. English, just like in many other countries across the world, might be recognized as the primary language South Africa communicates in, but it is by no means the leading language. According to Statistics South Africa, the most spoken language in this country is isiZulu, which is also recognized as the language learned by other language groups in the country the most. It is followed by isiXhosa, which is the second most spoken language in the country, which really brings up a question of whether our state presidents, past and present, have had an effect on this trend, or is it simply a matter of numbers? Afrikaans, which is the second most taught language in South African schools, is the third most spoken language in the country. Needless to say that the speech and education factor of this language stems from our past. Sepedi, Sesotho, Setswana and English have an equal share in the spoken language pie, which leaves vernacular languages like Xitsonga, Seswati, isiNdebele and Svenda as the least spoken languages in the Republic of South Africa. But contrary to these statistics is how the least spoken languages are coming out of the unpopular zone, and South Africans are learning to slowly acknowledge, accept and learn the basics of all languages. But as popular culture continues to lead our youth to the UK and USA, one can't help but wonder if the young people of South Africa are losing touch with our vernacular languages. In addition to that, the modern-day young black parent is under a lot of pressure from society to speak to their children in English as we strive to gain a global identity. But be that as it may, the question of all questions is, who is responsible for keeping our vernacular languages alive? Are we as communities helping to kill our own mother tongues while we expect others to keep them alive, respected and relevant? While the National Department of Basic Education is doing its best by ensuring that the language policy in our schools does accommodate all South African languages, the media and the arts and culture and entertainment industries are also doing their best by practicing and encouraging the use of our vernacular languages. 2015 being the highlight, with among others, the Market Theatre taking it upon themselves to stage plays in our traditional languages. This kicked off with Le Patata, this full-length Setswana play being a first for South African theatre.
I think it's also brave because it has never been done before, although it's well overdue, but I'm really glad that it's happening right now in my time, in our time, in my time when I can put up a Setswana play and allow my people, allow my children, allow the younger generation to just savor the moment with their language being on the center stage and just, being put where it should be.
The annual Savannah Comedy Awards also introduced the non-English category last year, which was taken by the popular Mashabela Kgalane, who does stand-up comedy in Sepedi, or Sesotho sa Limpopo as it is known in official spheres. On the hip-hop scene, rappers who were once trusted to deliver every line in their mother tongues have moved towards a trend that sees them mix their languages with English, and it just about looks like it might stay that way. The media is also doing its best to keep our vernacular languages through the news and various TV, radio series and TV series, and believe it or not, newspapers too.
Superstars like Nathi Mankai have also demonstrated that nobody is obliged to communicate or respond in English, even in spaces where English is recognized as the standard. The Eastern Cape born and bred musician has single-handedly and without a shadow of doubt proven that English is no measure of cool, intelligence, sophistication, or even wealth as it was previously perceived. So the question still begs, who is responsible for keeping our mother tongues alive for generations to come? For Morning Live in Johannesburg, I am Tumi Sedumedi.
And here's the last social media post I'd like to share with you. And this one comes all the way from December 2018 and was posted by one Kagiso Legwale. And he says, "Black children that speak English but can't speak their language are not cute. They are lost." Until our next guest and our next conversation, I'd like to leave you with this song. Have a good one and thank you for tuning in.
mela diphuka dimpuka dinkisa mankaleng kaleng mathaleng go go buiwang ka puo boko le maele teng setswana sa teng se le boteng bo metla taola banna teng magageng a go madipela go re batang sa mokotla sa mparing